Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're not just going to learn a few commands, we are going to become system detectives. I want you to imagine you've just been dropped into a brand new digital world, an unfamiliar Unix system, and your whole mission is to figure it out from the inside. And your only tool? That little blinking cursor on the command line. So let's start our investigation. And this is it, right? This is the question that hits you right away. You're at the scene of the crime, so to speak. The cursor's just blinking at you, and you have no idea who you are, where you are, or what's even happening. It can feel, well, a little overwhelming. But just like any good investigation, we're going to start with the absolute basics. Okay, every investigation needs a briefing. Before we start poking around, looking for clues, we need to establish our own identity on this system. So, first things first, who are we, and what kind of place is this? This is, without a doubt, job number one. Are you just a regular user with limited access? Or are you a privileged administrator who holds the keys to the kingdom? Your identity on the system dictates everything you can see and do. Answering this is kind of like a detective flashing their badge for the very first time. And this command right here, this is our badge. All you do is type ID and hit enter. And what it spits back tells you your username, your user ID, and maybe most importantly, what groups you belong to. Are you in the admin group or maybe sudo? This one little command instantly tells you your level of privilege and exactly where you stand in this new world. All right, so we know who we are. Now, where exactly are we? Is this a super high security server that's locked down tight, or is it just a simple workstation? Understanding the machine itself is like a detective getting a feel for the building where the whole mystery is unfolding. We've got two main tools for this. Our first one is uname-a. You can think of this as checking the building's original blueprints. It tells you all about the system's core architecture. Then we use cat/etc/issue. This is like reading the big brass nameplate right by the front door. It tells you if you're on an Ubuntu system, a CentOS server, or some other flavor of Unix. Just like that. We know the lay of the land. So, now that we've got our bearings, it's time to survey the scene. You know, a detective never works in a vacuum. We've got to know who else is around and what they might be up to. This is where the investigation really gets active. So, are we alone in here, or are there other people logged in, other potential witnesses, or even suspects who are active on this machine right now? Knowing who's online with you is absolutely critical for situational awareness. For this, we're going to use the W and who commands. Now, who, that gives you a nice simple list of who's logged in. But W? Ooh, W is the real detective's tool. It shows you who is logged in, where they connected from, and, get this, the exact command they are running at this very moment. It's literally like peeking into every room to see who's there and what they're doing. See someone running a strange process? Well, that could be our first clue. You know, the people who are here right now are only one part of the story. Any good detective knows you always check the logbook. Who's been accessing the system recently? What kind of digital footprints did they leave behind? And the last command is our system's logbook. It gives you a history of everyone who has logged in, where they came from, and how long they stayed. As a detective, you're not just reading names here. You're looking for patterns. Are there a bunch of logins from an unusual location or at really strange times of night? This command is crucial for building a timeline of events. Okay, so we've checked out the people, both past and present, but the system itself is just humming with activity. There are all these processes running in the background, services are doing their jobs. We need a way to see all of it. The ps-ef command, this is our master list of evidence. It shows every single process running on the system, who started it and when. It's like a complete manifest of all activity. Our job is to scan this list and look for anything that just seems out of place. A process with a weird name, or maybe one that's eating up way too many resources. We've assessed the people and the processes. Now it's time to map the digital environment itself. How is this place laid out? What kind of resources are we working with? A key part of mapping any scene is understanding its physical boundaries and its capacity. So how big is this system? How much room is left to work with? Are there any hidden partitions or cramped spaces that we need to know about? For this job, our tool is df-h. The df stands for disk-free, and the little -h is the magic part. It makes the output human readable, showing you sizes in gigabytes and megabytes instead of a bunch of confusing numbers. It gives you a quick, clean report on all the storage partitions and exactly how full they are. And this visual really helps break down what df-h is telling us. See, a hard drive isn't just one big bucket. It's usually sliced up for different things. One slice for the operating system, another for user data, maybe a separate one for logs. And as a detective, you know that if that log slice is suddenly almost full, that could be a huge sign of trouble. Every digital environment has its own unique set of tools available. As an investigator, you've got to know what you can work with. What applications, servers, and utilities are installed on this machine? This is basically us taking a digital tool inventory. And here we hit a classic fork in the road for any Unix detective. The command you need to use depends entirely on the system's family tree. So on systems like Red Hat or CentOS, you'll be using RPM. But on Debian or Ubuntu systems, you'll be using dpkg. Knowing which one to use in which situation, that's part of being a seasoned investigator. Okay. We've covered the basics, we know who we are, we know what's happening, and we've got the lay of the land. Now, it's time for the advanced work, the digital forensics. It's time to start searching for clues that are not in plain sight. Now, I know this might look intimidating, but trust me, this is an incredibly powerful forensic tool. The find command lets us search the entire system for really specific clues. In this case, we're hunting for files that have special SUID permissions. These can sometimes be a security risk, so a good detective always knows where they are. We're literally telling the system, start from the very top. Find me every file with these weird permissions, and for each one you find, show me all the details about it. This, right here, is how you dust for digital fingerprints. And there you have it, your brand new detective toolkit. You can now land on any system and in just a few minutes establish your identity, see who's there, check the history logs, map the entire environment, and even run advanced forensic searches. You are now officially equipped to start your own investigations on any Unix system you come across. So remember, the command line, it's not just a bunch of tools, it's a way to ask questions and to uncover stories. Every file, every running process, every single log entry is a clue in a much larger narrative. You now have the skills to start reading them. The only question left is, what stories will you uncover?